They're gonna they're gonna rugged and raw. Buggish, all of that shit. All of that shit.
No.
Okay, apparently we're streaming.
Oh! It's ready. For a day.
Back. Now we are back.
Indeed. Back once again. After how long?
Back once again.
A
minute.
What's
I
that?
think it's been a year.
A minute.
Yeah. It's been more than a year. I think it was, I don't know, probably October 2000, something like that.
October 2000.
But it's cool. We're back today.
Don't make me laugh.
How's everyone been?
And we hope you don't have missed us.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot changed.
Yeah.
Some of us are like, doing things. Other of us are doing other stuff. Things are happening all around. So big things go on.
Big change on him. Yeah. So. What are we gonna get into today, gentlemen? What are we doing?
It's been a mad one.
We are discussing Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Ooh.
One sec, I think there was a...
Should we do marks out of 5 first? What are we giving these things? What's happening?
Marks out of 5?
Out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it 4.5 because nothing is perfect, but it was a damn good movie.
Rich, what are you giving it?
I'm gonna give it marks out of 5. I'm gonna give it 4.5. So I was just checking the audio. Everything seems right.
4.5 as well.
Yeah, 4.5. 4.5, I think.
4.5. Okay. I feel like I might be giving it the high score. I'm gonna give it a 4.9.
4.9
out of 5.
Okay.
4.9 out of 5. But I'm sure we'll let everybody know why. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
The film was so good.
It was.
And I was proud of them for doing that to Spider-Man, or for Spider-Man, should I say. So yeah. But yeah. What were your initial thoughts? Like why did you score it?
I was gonna say, where are we gonna start with this? Are we just gonna have an overall conversation, or do
we could how do you want to do it? We can just go through it, like from the beginning to the end. How about that?
All right. Well,
yeah.
I guess we could just throw out initial thoughts.
All right. Let's start off where you saw it. Where did you see it, and how was your experience seeing it?
All right. Yeah. Fair enough. I saw it.
When did you first hear about this movie?
I first heard about it. Well, that takes me back to 1990 something. I was hanging out at the old Ellsbury block. We called it the old square. We were talking comic books. One day, a good friend of mine, we'll call him We Read Comics, had a conversation, said, he was like, hey, there's going to be a new Spider-Man movie. And on the back, it had Spider-Man reading an article about how he was going to be in a movie. And then it had a speech bubble that says, I wonder who gets to play me. That's when I first heard about Spider-Man movie. 20-some years ago or more. I saw this in View.
Okay.
In Pearly. And in terms of my experience, it was actually pretty good because it wasn't that packed, because we saw it like a week after it came out, and they had just refurbished. So we had all these nice leather reclining seats with like these table trays. It was an experience.
Nice.
Nice.
So, what are you guys?
I saw it.
What about you, Rich?
I saw it in Brixton, Ritzy.
Oh,
Basically,
no.
my sister was kind enough to babysit my baby girl. Cass was at daycare.
Aww.
Yeah, my sister babysitted my baby girl for a few hours. I had to take the day off work as well. So so it was our first date.
That's normal for Rich, yeah.
Yeah, it was our first date in like more than a year, pretty much. So it was nice. Yeah, we went to Ritzy. It was alright. Say again.
It was you and the missus, you and Danielle.
Yeah, me and the missus. So yeah, we went there. It was pretty packed, and yeah, they were pretty loud as well in there, I must say. You know when it's loud and when certain things happen, everybody's cheering, and then you can't hear the next word that they say in the film. It was it was that loud.
Yeah.
That was Brixton. I mean, it sounds like old school Brixton. I don't know what kind of Brixton was in the cinema, but it sounds like old school.
No, it's not. It wasn't old school Brixton. It wasn't Peckham Brixton. That's for sure.
Oh well. What about you, Isha? Where did you see? What did you do, and what did you eat, and yeah.
Well, my brother saw it initially, and I was like, if I don't see this, it's gonna get spoiled to high heaven. So the earliest morning ticket I could get down Mayor Street Picture House, jumped to the train, but it was empty.
Nice.
A couple people came in, but it was empty. There were like seats next to me and seats. So I was spaced out, and it was calm. There was one child in there that was crying.
What?
When Spider-Man sorted something out, they stopped crying. So I could understand the reservation from the child. But no, it was fun. It was really fun. It was really fun. Like, and just having that space to watch it and just be like, oh, okay, this is good. Nice. This is good. This is a good movie. Without trying to like cry. It's no, I really enjoyed it.
Our honourable member Sean as well. He saw it in 3D Max. Yeah, he saw it in 3D at the BFI IMAX in Waterloo. Yeah.
I'm surprised Sean wasn't on set. I'm surprised he wasn't on set getting behind the scenes footage. I feel like that's where Sean's going right now. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Hi, Sean, and Kieran, and Sean. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
what did we all think? Let's go. What did you think? Anish, go for it. Now's the chance.
It was.
People want to know.
It was exactly what needed to happen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even though some but it's exactly what they did right by Spider-Man. I've said this before. Like they just did right by Spider-Man, and they needed to do right by Spider-Man because some of the other Spider-Men didn't get their flowers. And I feel like in this film, man's got flowers.
When you say they did right, what do you mean?
As in, they showcase, because we all know that Tobey Maguire's the guy. Like, we just know, innit? Like, he's original Spider-Man. He's the first ever he's the first proper Spider-Man, like, in the universe, whatever. You know, and he kind of set a trend, whether you like him or not. I saw Richard's face. And and then with Andrew Garfield, it was like the studios just fluffed him. And he's actually a really good Spider-Man. Like, in terms of, Tobey brings good action. Garfield brings really good heavy emotion, and then I think Tom is on his way of doing both. I just feel like for what Marvel weren't able to do with the other two, they kind of did nice round up little bow for this one. That's my opinion. But go on, Rich. What are you saying?
So I was saying I've always liked Andrew Garfield's one. I actually liked his one better than Tobey Maguire. simply because I thought he was just more funnier. He had more of the like Parker kind of attitude when he was Spider-Man in the movies, and yeah, I just liked his portrayal better than Tobey Maguire's, and even in this film, I thought he smacked it, man. His whole attitude towards it. I like the way that, and you kind of felt that as well, like that people, like a lot of people say his one was the shittest one, and it kind of came through because the amount of time he was like, oh. It's like,
I know, like I'm not really good, and I was like, babe, you're a good Spider-Man, you know.
even like even at the end when Electro was like, when he lost his powers and he was like, I'm gonna be real with you. I know you're from Queens and you help people out, but I actually thought you were black. He's like, oh. And when they're together, they're like, Peter 1, Peter 2. And he's like, okay, you Peter 1, you're Peter 2, and you're Peter 3. He's like, Peter 3. It's like, yeah, it's just like, why is he the last one? But I thought he was sick of this one.
Because Tom Holland is Peter 3. Come on.
Yeah, he should have been Peter 3. Yeah,
he is. Yeah.
I
that they made those jokes in there though.
Yeah, for sure.
I liked Tobey Maguire. My beef with him, and I always say this, was that I thought his acting was a bit crap at times. I mean, I always liked the original. Yeah, just stiff. Like, Amazing Spider-Man 2 game for the PS2, was it? Is probably the best Spider-Man game you'll ever play. You get to go all over New York. You get to go to the Manhattan Island. You get to go everywhere.
Yeah.
Me and my brother, we liked the game so much that we'd watch the behind the scenes. And there's the scene where Tobey Maguire did the voice acting. And there's the scene where Mary Jane in the game gives him like a sweater for a gift. I think I've said this on the podcast before, you know. And
probably.
He's like, yeah, sweater. And then the director is like, hey, do you think you can just like give it a little bit more excitement? And Tobey Maguire's like, excitement for a sweater? It's like, it's a sweater. How am I supposed to get excited for a sweater? Me and Anton were like, act like you're excited. You're an actor. You know what I mean? And I always found that a bit frustrating about Tobey Maguire. But when Andrew Garfield came along, I feel like there was definitely some essence of Peter Parker in Tobey Maguire, but Andrew Garfield, I think he hit the nail on the flipping coffin.
Yeah.
When he moved, the way he talked, that talkative, cocky kind of talks his enemies, Spider-Man. I feel like Tom Holland just has maybe a better grasp on doing it because he's got that more youthful energy in him than the other two did at their time, their prime. So, but I have to say, everybody in terms of acting, I can't remember who was the director again.
Shizzle. What was his name again?
It wasn't Raimi. Raimi's doing Multiverse of Madness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez,
what was
Yeah, I don't know who.
John Watts.
Right. I was just gonna say the actors in terms of, I don't know if the director brought it out of them, but I felt like everybody brought, like, this was the best acting I've seen in a Spider-Man movie, period. Tom Holland brought it. The guy brought it. The kid who played Ned brought it. Marissa Tomei brought it. Willem Dafoe brought it. Tobey Maguire is seasoned. I can see, like, I love this portrayal of Spider-Man, and his acting was dope. Andrew Garfield, when they were like calling Spidey, no, Peter, come here, Peter, and he was kind of like, and he just kind of hops through the thing like, that scene. I was like, I nudged my people like, that clearly isn't Peter. That's not their Peter. It was weird. Like, And he kind of
yeah.
everybody's acting was just so on point.
It was
and
good.
Really, Willem Dafoe. Oh my days! Can we just have a drink for Willem Dafoe because
William Dafoe's that guy. He's always been that guy. Like he was the perfect. I have water. If you guess. Like he's the perfect Green Goblin.
Yeah, he smashed it.
Like he just is.
Definitely smashed it.
Well, he was so good. And then like even just to take the character a little bit further in this one, like just in terms of like the mental instability. Mental instability, and then just how he was like interweaving with all the rest of them. It was just like, it's just about you, babe. I mean, everybody like Sandman. I love his character. Like I loved him when I first saw him, but like it was to me. I wouldn't have minded if it was just Green Goblin, Octavius, and Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like Green Goblin got some like just random people. I wouldn't have minded. You know what I mean? Lizard and I really didn't care. Electro. He was good. Yeah. You know what I mean? Electro, cool. He was good, but for me, I was like, I like Sandman and I like Octavius, and then Green Goblin.
Yeah. One thing that annoyed me. I know we're kind of jumping back and forth with it, but whatever, man. The word.
No structure everywhere, man. We're just kids. We're just kids excited about a movie we just saw. That's why we're gonna do this.
It's our podcast. We can do what we want.
One thing. Sorry. Sorry, I've got something loud in my ears. One thing I didn't like about Sandman was that like right at the end, like when they're in the house, they're talking about, oh, why are you doing this? And he's like, because I got a daughter at home, so that's why I want to go back. But then at the end, when they're fighting at the tower, he's all trying to get the thing and destroy the that box with the funny name. I can never remember what the name is. But he's at the end and he's trying to destroy the box. It's like, I thought you wanted to get back to your daughter. Why are you on the other side?
I know, right?
You know?
That's like that is just Hollywood. He was the bad guy at the end of the day. Someone that Spider-Man had to fight, and he was in the big fight. And I think at that point in movies, Hollywood is just like, they forget. Do you know what I mean? They'll have the character have like purpose and drive and whatever, but for the sake of the end fight, never mind.
Everybody's got to be bad.
Yeah, never for now. You know. Did you know, by the way, that the actor who played Sandman wasn't even in the movie physically?
Probably not.
I found out the other. Even in the scene where you actually see his face, it's stock footage from Spider-Man 3.
Really?
Yep.
Did he not want to be in the movie, or he couldn't be in the movie?
I don't know the exact reason. I found out from another show where it was they didn't.
Thank you to that show.
Yeah, it was stock footage. That explains why we never saw him kind of like be regular guy. I forgot the regular guy's name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I could have seen more Sandman though.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, you know what I mean? I was like, it would have been nice to see not an evolution of his power, but like obviously they ripped him out at a certain timeline. But I don't know, like, you know when Electro was like, right, okay, this is like HD electricity. I'm gonna go a bit mad, and then he kind of like suits up. Like the villains, Green Goblin did it as well, but like I kind of wanted the villains to be like, ooh, this is like 4K kind of villainy. Let me see what I can do. Would have come back with like, I don't know, like sand pellets, or he turned into a giant sandcastle. Something. Just give me something.
Yeah, I suppose he did.
You know,
regular.
He'll be cool if he made other Sandmen. You know what I mean? Like if he made like Sandmen, something.
Yeah, like,
you know, like Jason and the Argonauts style. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That would have been good. So, but
because they had to focus on like certain characters. I think it was easier just to focus heavily more on, say, Dr. Octopus and Willem Dafoe and Green Goblin, because those were like the biggest Spider-Man villains. And fan-wise, they're going to be the ones that people are going to want to see most. Jamie Foxx is probably going to get a little bit more because he's Jamie Foxx, a little bit more screen time. I mean, the guy is Salmon. I don't even know Cuz's name. You know what I mean? Those little things are a fact. You know what I mean? But each villain. Do you know what? At least I remember Sandman. I remember the Green Goblin. I remember Dr. Octopus.
Yeah.
I remember. Couldn't tell you shit about the Lizard.
The only thing I didn't like about Sandman in the original movie was that they made him like the murderer, isn't it? They made him the murderer of Uncle Ben.
Yeah, hated that. Or not hated, not the right word. I didn't like that. It kind of just. I mean,
kind of confused it.
We're, at this point in the Spider-Man movie, wherever we're dealing with a multiverse. So it's kind of like, okay, in that universe, Sandman is responsible for Uncle Ben. I mean, look at how it ended with with Tom Holland's Peter Parker and how he heard with great power. You just got to
when I did originally watch that though, I was pretty disappointed because he did in Civil War. He did pretty much say that's what Uncle Ben told him when he was talking to Tony Stark when he was in the bedroom. And he said, "Yeah, like I've been doing this for 6 months," and someone said that he didn't say it directly, but it was pretty much that word. So it kind of feels like they went back on themselves, kind of thing. But
the thing is, Uncle Ben. We've been confused about Uncle Ben for a while. Even in What If? I think it was the What If Marvel Zombies one. I forgot what that one was called. And he actually mentions Uncle Ben. And that was the first time Uncle Ben's even mentioned in the MCU. In fact, besides Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield saying it, not Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, I haven't heard Tom Holland mention his Uncle Ben.
No, but he did have a suitcase in the last one. Far From Home, he did have a suitcase with his initials on it.
Yeah, it was Ben Parker. Yeah.
One thing I will say that did irate me slightly, and I think me and my brother were talking about it. Shout out to you. Was we were like, Sorcerer Supreme and a Spider-Man. You mean to tell me you trapped Sorcerer Supreme in the mirror world that is owned by Sorcerer Supreme? Yeah.
I like that, man. I like that because.
No, I liked it. I thought it was fun, but I'm like, really? Really? You're doing that with a little 1-2 algebra?
Basically, because in the MCU, they kind of mix science and magic as one thing. So like even in 4, where he's like, science and magic are one and the same, Harry. And science and magic are one and the same. So if you got, and look at how Doctor Strange. I'm not going to take full credit, by the way. So this was explained somewhere else as well. I don't want to go on. It's just like I'm some sort of super genius that came. But so Doctor Strange was a scientist.
Take the credit.
Doctor Strange was a scientist initially, but like a doctor before he became Sorcerer Supreme. So he learned sorcery with a kind of approaching it in a science-like kind of way. Peter Parker now this magic world, he saw the science in it, and all he did was use the science that he knows so well to trap another scientist in this world. You have to kind of look at it like that. You can't look at it like this kid.
Sorry.
Go on. Because you can't just look at it. How did this kid just trap us right in this magical world? How did he do that? It's genuinely because he used science. And in the MCU, science and magic, they're like hand in hand, basically.
I like that because it was pretty clever the way he did it.
Yeah, it was actually. It was pretty clever.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it that the algebra behind it. I was like, Steven, you let Spider-Man. Yeah. Trap you in your own dimension, which you made. It's like Inception. You are the architect of this dimension. You should know all the various.
The thing is,
you know,
and then go
even
about business. What are you doing?
The thing with Doctor Strange though as well is that he is cocky as well. He's a bit like Iron Man in that sense, where he thinks that he's like he doesn't expect it because he's just that cocky person. Like he's right, he's doing the right thing and that, which is what Wong said to him. Like when they first met Peter when he came in, he was like, he's the Sorcerer Supreme.
Can we shout out Wong? Wong. Can we shout out Wong? Because Wong will leave any situation. Wong's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Wong's like, what are you doing?
Don't involve me in it.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like, Wong's like, rubbish.
Right.
I'm leaving. I told you not to take out rubbish like that. Yeah.
It's like when you something, a Caribbean mum catches you something, she knows it's stupid. Don't come crying to me. Do you know what I mean? Then it goes wrong, and she's like, I told you.
Told you. Yeah, that was sick.
I think Wong is dope. He's one of the best characters in the MCU. He's a great character.
Yeah, for sure.
He's never there. He's never there.
Off Sorcerer Supreming, I guess. You're not gonna cast a spell. You got other shit to do.
Yeah. Wait, did you mean like Stephen Strange or did you mean Wong?
Wong.
Oh, okay.
Wong. Talking about Wong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just checking. Okay, so what were some of your favorite bits in the movie? What's your favorite bit, Rich?
Do you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I genuinely, I didn't bawl out crying, but I cried about 3-4 times in this movie.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
It was sad, man. It was sad when Aunt May died. It was. It was quite. It was good when Garfield came in. He was like, yeah, because you're still crying over it. You're still crying over Aunt May, and then you're like, you're happy, and then Tobey Maguire comes in, and then straight after that it goes to Tom Holland on his rooftop, and he's like, oh, don't tell me that you feel, you know how I feel and all that. So then there's that bit, and then when he's kicking the ass of Green Goblin, man. When he's kicking his ass, and you're like, I feel your pain, man. Kill him. But yeah, I like those bits, but those emotional bits. But my favourite bits were like with Doctor Strange, when Doctor Strange is chasing him, and actually, if you realise when he takes his body out of, he takes his astro form out of his body. You can see.
It's just like
you can see his spider sense.
Yeah, Papa told me that. I didn't notice it.
That was pretty.
Told me that.
I like that.
That's cool.
I like the Green Goblin fight in the building with him. That was brutal.
Yeah.
The Goblin actually gave.
That was vicious. I like.
Yeah, the Goblin actually gave him a rock bottom. Yeah. Right? He just gave him the rock bottom through the floor. And yeah, the last fight as well, the fight with all three of them, like right after when they kind of come together and they have their plan, and then they all run off and they all like swing across each other and they all web sling together.
Yeah.
And all
Did you hear when they do their quintessential like woo?
Yeah.
They all do it. So it's nice to hear all of them do it. Like do you know that's the one thing? When you're reading, even sometimes reading the comic books, or when you'd watch the old 90s cartoon, he never sounded like he was enjoying web swinging. It wasn't until I think I heard Tobey Maguire do it, I was like, that's genius.
Yeah.
He enjoys it.
Yeah.
So, hear them do it, that was, I had the same thought. I thought, you're nice.
Oh.
I was really nice.
And I also like, I like the beginning, like when he's swinging away with MJ. because he's just like, I'm sorry. He's always saying, I'm sorry. He says, I'm sorry about 5 times. When he comes out of the sewers and they swing off, he grabs her and she's in front of him. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he swings off. And then he comes by his window and he's helping her through and he's like, and he touches her butt and he goes, I'm sorry. He touches her back again. He's like, I'm sorry. That bit was hilarious. I like that. Yeah. But he's...
that chase when he was trying to get away from everyone was quite funny. The whole...
Yeah.
Runaway scene, shall we call it?
Yeah, no, that was good.
I love those bits, man.
So I liked going back onto the acting real quick. I'm gonna kind of explain what you were saying. I just love the dynamic between, say, Tom Holland and Zendaya. Didn't know they were a real couple in real life now. That shit like that, but it works for the movie. Do you know what I mean? I really enjoyed their dynamic. It was nice to see her be more of a character as opposed to, like, she's in with Ned and Peter as opposed to the girl he likes, and now it's the girl who he's getting with. Now this is his girl. This is, you know what I mean? And seeing the three of them, even Ned, like, the fact how the movie ended broke my heart, because seeing those dynamic, I loved it. Their friendship, their whole thing was dope. In terms of like scenes that I enjoyed, here's a dope one for you, because we all know, or we have a suspicion that something's not quite right with one of those Sinister Five. With that and his spider sense, he's working, and Peter's spider sense just starts going off like...
Yeah.
That was
that scene was sick. Yeah, that scene was sick.
Which one of you, man?
Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah, till he holds in it. And then when he realizes who it was and the battle ensues, that part where they were in the hallway and he's just banging him in the face.
Yeah, and
he's banging Goblin in the face, and he's just
smiling and starts laughing, boy.
He's just smiling. Yo, Joker couldn't do better than that. That was sick.
For real.
He was smiling.
I'm surprised William Dafoe hasn't played Joker yet. I'm very surprised.
It
feels like he should.
Sean's saying it was like a horror scene. For real, man.
Yeah.
It was that whole thing was so horrific. It really, really was.
One thing I don't like about that film now, that scene was because the lizard ran out, right? And then he comes back and he grabs Peter when he's on the wall. He grabs him and throws him back in the through the window again. So I didn't like that scene because it's like he just appeared back out of nowhere, man.
Oh,
it's like a gecko.
Yeah. For real.
He's just kind of useless. It would have been really good if like they had a thing where like Green Goblin's throwing Peter outside, and as he's trying to like get his equilibrium, like he's trying to web like you see, I don't know, like lizard grab him and then dash him back in. So he's just basically like some fucking mini ping pong. That would have been fun. But then that's Disney. That's, you know, a bit X-rated for Disney. So probably don't want to do that. But no. But yeah, no, that scene was really good. Sorry, go on, Kieran. We like that scene.
You know how Disney does with their
PG-13.
I don't even know. What do you guys think the actual story of like the reason that everybody showed up in the first place? Because like I remember everyone had their theories, and I remember the trailer made it seem like it was how did the trailer make it seem? Oh, because he made everyone. What was it? How did the trailer make it seem?
That everybody who knows Peter Parker. No, the trailer just made it seem like.
Just because he broke the spell.
Yeah.
People were in. But the reason for it was actually pretty decent.
Yeah,
it was pretty decent.
It was a good reason, man. But although saying that, Electro didn't know his identity.
Yeah, I mean, we just got to have at some point go to a fight.
Yeah.
And he learned his identity. I don't know.
Yeah,
but there's you know what? There's videos on that. Theories all over the place. If I catch a good one, I'll let you guys.
Well, in the movie, he said that he thought he was black, so he didn't know he was.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah, it's because he said he was from Queens.
Yeah.
It's hilarious because he said he was from Queens, and I thought, knowing the way I know hip hop,
Yeah.
it's hilarious. That was funny to me. It's like, because you're from Queens, I thought you would be black. I was like, yeah, I get it. That was funny to me.
I didn't mind the whole ripping fabric of time. Yeah, I wouldn't have minded that, but I don't know. I
like the way that
it would have been nice if they were just random pedestrians as well, like came in.
No, do you know what? The way I look at that movie, I always thought that I just kind of have the assumption that, because you know how Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were just wandering around. I guarantee you there was like a random Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
There was a random. You know what I mean? Look at Venom.
Yeah.
He was in there.
Yeah.
Oh, just so we're clear, do you guys understand why he was there?
Well, I understand why he was there, but I don't understand how he left and the symbiote stayed.
Oh, okay.
I didn't watch the last Venom film because I.
Okay, Isha, basically what it was.
And secondly,
I didn't watch the film. It's just that the end of sequence, the end credit thing was everywhere. And I didn't care to watch the film, so I thought, obviously...
The film's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
I'm just going to talk about the end credit scene. I don't care. I just really don't. Yeah. In the end, Venom and Eddie Brock are in a hotel, and Eddie Brock is basically explaining that he knows he's cut himself off from like a hive mind of knowledge that spans a multiverse. So basically, all share the same mind, share a hive mind across the multiverse. So the reason he was so in that scene, when he's in a hotel, he's about to show Eddie Brock, but then they get transported into another multiverse. They're in the same hotel where it looks much nicer than the one they were in. Then they see on the TV screen Jameson talking about Spider-Man has been revealed and it's Tom Holland. And then Venom kind of looks at the TV and he's like, that guy, and he licks the screen. And it's because he was dragged over because the symbiote sharing a hive mind with, say, the cartoon symbiote or symbiote from Spider-Man 3 remembers Peter Parker is Spider-Man. That's why they were dragged over. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That makes sense. And, it's one way for Marvel to do it. I'm just glad Marvel have, the actual Venom that we need with Tom Holland now, because now they can do it how we're supposed to do it. You know what I mean? And I was just going to quickly interject. Okay, say my favorite scene, and it's a mushy scene, and I don't care what no one says. It's when Andrew Garfield saves Zendaya.
Yeah.
Just pulled on my heartstrings.
Oh, come on, that was a dope scene.
By Goblin, and because it was amazing, and I was like, because when if something's gonna happen, and then she fell off, and I was like, okay, this is the moment where she falls off the scaffolding and then I was like, something's gonna catch her, and then he didn't, and I was like, my heart kind of.
As soon as I saw that bit in the trailer,
and then when you see Andrew face, he's like,
yeah,
and I was like, the minute Andrew was like, and then he caught her.
Yeah.
And it's more this scene, but it's just the fact of like how he responded, and he was like, I caught her, and she was like, are you okay? And he's like, I'm good, I'm all right. And I was like, you got one, Andrew. This one's for you.
Yeah.
I was like, I loved that part.
Rich was going to say that scene was in the trailer, so we kind of knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But the way they did it, I thought was nice. It was like, the fact that Andrew Garfield caught her and he kind of has a moment like, oh man, this should have been Gwen, or I'm so glad I at least my variants Gwen, or do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like that scene. I really like that scene. I'm glad he had his moment. He had his redeeming moment. Everybody had a redeeming moment, man. Everybody just got to do it again and do it better. Like villains as well.
That's what
Jamie
like,
Foxx.
Jamie
Jamie Foxx's Electro to the one from Amazing Spider-Man. Everybody had a great second chance, man.
Yeah.
Sick.
They did rap about it. That was good. It was good. And I kind of liked when, obviously he's supposed to have it, but like, I did like seeing angry Spider-Man from Tom Holland. Because then I'm like, oh, okay, now I know what you're kind of going to look like when Venom catches up to you. And that's going to be fun. You know, that's going to be fun.
You're right. Do you know what? I don't feel like I focused heavily on how well Tom Holland did that scene. But yeah, my man he was vexed. He was angry. He was willing to go that extra mile where probably the only person, if he didn't have versions of himself to bring him back, I feel like the only person that probably could have done it besides Aunt May would have been Stark. And Stark was gone. Doctor Strange could have brought him back. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, they could write it conveniently, but in terms of how we know these characters, it would have had to have been a variation of himself, like what it was. Aunt May, who's dead anyway, or Tony Stark again was dead, and he did that scene really, really well, man. And like you said, the idea of him having a black costume now and being by himself, he has a reason to be angry because he's gonna miss everyone.
I don't. Do you know?
It's gonna be deep.
I don't know if it will start off like that. You know, I don't know if that will be the next one. I've got a feeling they're gonna long it out. You know, honestly.
Oh no, they will. I think we'll see until Sony fully has
control of it.
Rinsed out better.
I don't think we'll see it. I know the piece was left in MCU, but we've got one more Tom Holland movie in a guest role of a movie, and then that's it, isn't it? I think everything else is just going to be.
But he signed on for another 3 Spider-Man, so
4, 5, and 6. But I think Sony movies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It would be good if he came back into like the Fantastic Four movie. That would be good. If he was in that.
Yeah, I don't even know how long that. I can't even. Do you know what? I don't even care to speculate. You know, like because
it's the same.
Nothing about the before. Nothing about the Fantastic Four. I know. Do you know how the Fantastic Four and X-Men feel regarding the MCU? It's like George R.R. Martin in the final book. It's coming.
Yeah. No, but John Watts is actually doing it. The guy who did all these Spider-Man as well. So
it's George R.R. Martin. It's coming.
Look, I'm excited for the X-Men animated series. That's coming back with all the original voice actors.
For sure.
I'm excited about that. And I feel like if that is going to set the tone for what's going to happen next. That's what I got to say. So we'll see.
Yeah.
You mean set the tone for the MCU? You mean set the tone for the MCU?
Yes, I do.
Other people have said
I feel like with this, because I feel like with this Phase 4, because obviously we missed a year in it. I feel like a lot of things would have been more swimming if we hadn't missed, obviously, COVID year. So I feel like with this one, with the Phase 4, even though they're trying to do things like diligently, they're like, nah, because we need to set everything up now for Phase 5. So I have a funny feeling like now things are going to start to overlap. So that's why I'm like, okay. Yeah, you need to get to the crescendo, don't you? All right.
Yeah.
You're going to have crescendos everywhere. That's what So
I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I feel like that is going to set tone for it. But yeah. Can I just do one tangent? I just want to ask a question. Have you watched Boba Fett yet? No, no.
Yeah, I've been watching that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Just check it.
It's pretty dope, man. It's pretty dope.
Not even. Whatever, man. I'll watch it when I'll get.
You will, and you'll love it.
I'm gonna watch it. It feels nice to have like a Star Wars thing back. But going back my days to Spider-Man,
I just want to say, people, even though I love a good first order just because of the slickness, but some people are my babies. Oh my god.
The sad people.
Have I frozen?
Nice.
If I froze, then I'm sorry. I will be back momentarily.
You're frozen, but we can hear you.
Oh, you have frozen, yeah. Oh, she's gone.
She'll be back.
I want to talk about how when she gets back, kind of like how the movie ended with things changing the way it did. Because I thought I want to get you guys' opinion on that. If Isha, you hurry up, so I can ask the question. Taking freaking time.
How it ended, I kind of like the way it ended, but like I said before, it kind of felt like they kind of like did that whole great power comes great responsibility. Like they've kind of re-thingied that. Like yeah, they I can't remember the word. So I'm a bit upset about that, but I like the way that they kind of resetted him in that sense, where it's like no one knows who he is anymore. He's even got the new suit as well, and he's kind of on his own. So it's kind of like it's a proper reset, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I liked it. It's like I liked it as well. It is almost like that comic book that everyone hates.
Yeah, One More Day.
One More Day, where he's like he lost everything.
Yeah.
Who he was, just so everybody wouldn't remember. And it's very similar to that. I'd say it's better, obviously, because everybody hated that book.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize until people had said that this movie, in fact, the whole trilogy, this is, as far as they're concerned, this is his origin. This is his origin. So, like, him getting, with great power comes great responsibility from Aunt May.
Yeah.
Now he can be Spider-Man. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he's had his early adventures. He's been bitten. He's had his early adventures. Because even apparently, because I don't really pay attention anymore to this sort of stuff. I didn't know like fans were complaining or made comments that he's Iron Boy, that everything he got from Tony Stark.
Yeah,
so now
yeah.
I didn't know that was a topic of conversation. I just thought that people were happy that Spider-Man was in the MCU, because that's how I felt. I was like happy that he was there. I didn't care that. I thought it was just like a nice twist that Tony Stark was helping him. He was still very much Spider-Man to me. Do you get what I mean? But now that he's had his little origin, his little start in the MCU, now it's kind of like, now he can be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's going to have to learn how to do it from complete scratch without all the new tech. He's literally just going to have his web shooters and his wits.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you know, his training. But it's just crazy to think that he has all this experience and all this knowledge, even with the Avengers, with other superheroes, but nobody remembers it as well.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's a dope ending. Dope ending.
I think the way they'll do it, they'll probably do it like they would remember being with Spider-Man, but probably not him, if you get my drift.
He is. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. I didn't even look at it like. Yeah, so obviously he would have been there, but they just wouldn't have known his face.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened? Is that Isha?
Hi.
Are you back?
Sorry.
But that is Isha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We was just. Are you still there?
I am still.
Right. We was just discussing about the Great Reset. about how you feel about him
Yes.
now, like the whole
Yeah.
everybody's forgotten about where it's going next, basically.
Well, I definitely did like the suit that he made at the end. So that was very lovely. Bow. That was sick. That made me want to get my copy and start reading. Where is it going next? Because he is peak for him now. Because again, one, obviously he has to start basically living all over again because nobody knows who the fuck he is. But I think this is where he's gonna really develop just being like friendly neighborhood spider. Maybe even, I think when you're knee deep in being a superhero, you end up finding more superheroes. So I feel like he's either gonna find a couple more people, or he's gonna try and guide certain people that he knows into certain directions. So one, he can keep them safe, and two, he has allies. I think he's that smart where he's like, people are now chess pieces, not in a bad way, but like, you know what I mean? So where he can, okay.
You know how to.
Yeah, like if I need to go somewhere, or if I need, you know what I mean? If I need to do this, whatever. I've got chess pieces everywhere. In terms of like who he's gonna meet, I feel like he might buck up with Daredevil.
Oh yeah, that would be so man.
But, you know what I mean?
I was just about to bring all that up. I'll let you finish.
I was gonna say, because obviously Matt Murdock come in and then he forgot, obviously like everybody else, because he came in his thing. So I know Peter's gonna remember that and be like, "How did you? You're blind. How the fuck did you do that?" So he's probably gonna go to him and be like, "Look, probably won't tell him, but he might bump into him like when he's out, or like he might go to his office." And I think that might be a nice segue into She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Because obviously they have to like, you know what I mean? Maybe Matt Murdock's like, you look familiar. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I might have seen you sorry. But like, I might have felt you somewhere, you know? So, yeah. Oh, and that's a good point. Does the remembering spell only work with people who have seen you? Or does it, what if it doesn't work on Murdock?
Basically, the spell is to whoever knows who Peter Parker is. Those who know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, they need to forget. Everybody who knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man has to forget. So Matt Murdock doesn't know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. He just helped out a 17-year-old kid who was. Oh, sorry, no way. So he does know. What am I talking about? So he would have forgotten. He would have forgotten. And as Rich was saying, so Rich was just saying to me, because I was trying to figure out how it worked, that if he was there, that he helped with the fight with Thanos, maybe those superheroes will remember that Spider-Man was there. They just wouldn't know that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Yeah. So in terms of, I saw again another video where someone explained potentially how the spell could work. So it could be like.
Sorry, just to interject there, because there's a comic at the moment with Kingpin at the moment. I can't remember the name of it. But basically, because this same thing happened to Daredevil, where everybody knew who he was, and who was, I can't remember, but it's the pretty much the same thing that Doctor Strange did, where everybody forgets who he is. So what actually happens is if they're like watching something, so Kingpin has pictures of Daredevil.
I'm here.
So he's got pictures of Daredevil, but when he looks at the pictures, it's blank. So like all the news footage, everything, the newspapers, things that J. Jonah Jameson was doing, all of those would be blank if people were to look at it. So
because the thing that I saw, someone did a video. They were talking like, say, Flash Thompson wrote a book, but maybe it wasn't maybe the book wasn't about the fact that he was best friends with Spider-Man. Do you know what I mean? Or it could still be the fact that he was best friends with Spider-Man, but it could just be lies. Or or another video where they kind of, there was a story with the superhero called Sentry in the Marvel comics. Like, he's friends with all the superheroes. Peter Parker won a Pulitzer Prize because he took a great picture of him, and apparently this character, well, he can become a villain at times. So for the betterment of everyone else, they made it so that everyone forgot who he was. And if they try to remember, if there's any hints, there'll be something in their minds where it's like they're not supposed to remember, so they won't. So I was wondering if it could be like that, but it could be a mixture of both, where it's like they're not allowed to remember, and anything, just because people talking about selfies with MJ and Ned Leeds, those are probably just like blank pictures where it's just like MJ by her. Or maybe if it's a picture of the three of them, maybe it's just like Ned, MJ, and blank space. You know?
Yeah.
But, trip of an ending. But yeah, speaking of Matt Murdock, Matt Murdock is back.
He is.
Matt Murdock. I saw him, man. I was like, as soon as I saw him like standing there before it showed his face, I was like, I recognize those fists. I feel like I've been punched by those fists. I've seen those fists so many times. You know what I mean? And it was like, my brother told me it was the same week that Hawkeye came out. And we know what information we got when Hawkeye came out. Like, so it's just nice. It's nice to know that those two characters didn't go to waste. The Kingpin and Dead. Like, it's such a nice.
You know what? I'm like, just bring them all back, man. I know everybody hates Iron Fist and all that, but
you know what?
Bring the Defenders into. No.
I'm gonna cut Isha off because she was just you were dead against Iron Fist. All of you. You know what? Yeah, he had scheduling issues. I don't. Come on, let's be real. He's an actor who had to do a martial arts show with no time, with no. And the showrunner himself was notoriously shit on other projects. Iron Fist was bad. I get it, but not necessarily the actor. And people need to remember there was so many things against this guy. What they should have done was hold that show back. But because they wanted to get their little schedule out, he suffered from it. I think if he gets an MCU chance, he could do it better. He could tell.
No, but I will say, I'll put my hands up. Yes, Iron Fist was garbage. However, I recently watched Defenders because I've been ill and I'm gonna do it. So I binge watched Defenders, and I like the chemistry between them four. I'm not mad at it, and I feel like, like you know, you were asking like where Peter's going as well, and I don't know why this came out of my head. I was like, apart from all the stuff that he's doing, meeting people like that, like not lower level, but like street level superheroes will be good. Because obviously at this point now as well, he's going to start working for J. Jonah Jameson because he's got paid for his flat. You know what I mean?
That'd be sick, man.
There's that as well. So it's like...
It'll be sick if he starts taking pictures soon, actually. That'd be so dope.
I almost want it to be like a series as well. That would be dope if it was. Just like just do like what they're doing with Hawkeye and all that. Just do like a mini little series, man. I don't know. That would probably never happen, but you know.
How dope would that be if that's how they did Tom Holland's last outing as Spider-Man? Where you got like 5-episode run of like good 1
6
hour
episodes. Man. At least 6.
Whatever. Well, I'm saying there'll be an hour long. Like imagine having that much of Tom Holland. Do you get what I'm saying?
And as well, that introduces so many other superheroes like that people don't really get to see. Like, you know what I mean? We've got the whole She-Hulk, you know what I mean? Then you've got Matt Murdock, then you've got, you know what I mean? Jessica Jones. And I feel like Jessica, I don't know why Jessica Jones and Punisher are like my favorite. Like, you know what I mean? And I know they can't be on Disney because Punisher is a madman, but he's brilliant. But like, I just feel like them two need to just meet up and just do some shit. But yeah, go.
Like, they'll bring everybody back. I don't feel like, unless the actors themselves say no, but I feel like they'll bring everyone back. I could see them bringing everyone back. Even I could see them bringing back Luke Cage. Luke Cage would fit so well in the MCU. It's unreal. Like, it just right in.
Yeah, especially with what Misty Knight now. Misty Knight. Yeah. Now she's got her arm now. You know what I mean? So
man. I hate that they.
I mean, a little bit higher.
I hate that they did that, man. They left that because they left it on a bit of a cliffhanger as well, wasn't it? So
But Luke Cage, because he basically became a at the end. I mean, I was excited at the end of Iron Fist because they were introducing. They were going to do the storyline. Was it Matt Fraction?
So.
Not Matt Fraction. Who was it?
I think it was.
Was it Matt Fraction? That storyline was. If it was Matt Fraction, anyway, whoever it was, that storyline was sick, and they were going to go that route. And I'm disappointed that it got cancelled. And then he gave up his Iron Fist powers to give to Colleen. Goes away, goes on a trip, comes back, and my man's he's got the Iron Fist powers back. Yeah. That was disappointing for me. That and Luke Cage as well.
Yeah.
I was really happy. I haven't even finished Jessica Jones, to be honest. I haven't finished that, but I was.
I mean.
That and Punisher.
What? You didn't finish Punisher? Oh.
Definitely finish Punisher. Jones can wait.
So, once everything started getting cancelled, I lost interest.
Man,
I completely
Punisher
lost interest.
Sick.
And the one that sat with me the most, the one that interested me the utmost was Daredevil. And you know what? He got such a brilliant ending to me.
Yeah.
It was the perfect ending. Nothing needed to be added or taken away. It ended even in a good way where it's like we could do more, but we don't have. Do you get what I mean? It was the perfect ending. So,
but now he can be projected into more films. You know what I mean? So it's like I want to see more of that. I want to see the TV show people coming into the films now.
The thing is,
it connects everything.
We might see Matt Murdock in because bear in mind we've got She-Hulk coming, as you've said a few times. We've got Moon Knight. Coming. We don't know who's going to be in these shows. And Matt Murdock could easily be in a good 3 episodes of She-Hulk, just simply for the fact that he's a lawyer and so is Jennifer Walters.
They better do that. They better do that, man.
Yeah. No, man. But I don't think we'll. I don't think these characters will go to waste. Even them bringing back Wilson Fisk and him getting shot in the face. I don't think that's the last we'll see of him. I mean, I think he'll be the villain of that show. The Echo Dot. Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness is going to be everybody's problem, and I am here for every midichlorian plot.
So there's
the trailer already. It was giving me Legion. I loved it.
There's this a YouTube channel called kind of Culty, and he's pretty good. He always does Marvel. It's only Marvel videos he does, and he brings it out like every month or every couple months or something, and they're always really long ones, and they're really good. They're nicely done as well. But the last one he did was based on the Multiverse of Madness, and it's very detailed and everything, and he goes through like the spoilers and everything basically on there, and from what he's saying, the spoilers seems to be true because they heard about the spoilers before the trailer, and what was going on in the trailer is lining up to what was being said. And obviously, you know me, I listen to all of that anyway. But it sounds.
I don't know.
You might have your own scanner because you're just on the web.
I know. But it sounds dope, man. It sounds sick. It sounds like it's gonna be a good one, man. Like
it's
proper.
Cool. Like how Loki set the pace for all of this multiverse stuff, and then just getting a dope movie out of Spider-Man. Getting a really, really dope movie out of Spider-Man with Doctor Strange between Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, they've kind of like fractured everything a bit more. Because even people were saying, even my brother said it, like, the things that went down with Spider-Man, he would have got pruned from the beginning from when he showed up at Doctor House. He would have got pruned. He should have got pruned.
The thing that's the thing that people getting confused, that people getting mixed up with. The thing about the pruning is that with him, it's so basically he's the only what's his name again? What's his name again?
Spider-Man. Peter Parker.
No, the oh, my mind's going blank. Right at the end of Loki, what's his name?
Okay.
Immortus, not Kang, Immortus and Kang. So basically, he's only pruning the universe that would lead to another Kang, basically coming. So that's the only so even when they said like when Captain America went and everyone went back in thingy, that was okay because that was getting another Kang involved. So he was talking about the Kang War and him having to prune everyone.
So it's not just about multiverses splitting off and creating.
No, because there's always going to be a multiverse. When you see it, there's always a multiverse anyway. But there's not a multiverse that will breed a Kang that will become powerful and blah blah blah.
I feel like a lot of people with this.
Yeah.
Because it seemed to me that they were concerned about the multiverse getting to. Do you know how it's in disarray now? Like at the end of Loki, it's all. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's that if it breeds another Kang, then there's going to be another war with Kang. Yeah.
I love it. I can't wait.
Yeah, all I'm just saying is just nice seeing all of this multiversal stuff. Like
for sure.
Loki and then the Spider-Man movie, which it was just too amazing. So I'm really looking forward to the Multiverse of Madness and maybe Ant-Man, the next Ant-Man movie as well, because that's gonna.
Like the next great war in Marvel, because obviously they got a top Endgame in some way. Who do you think is like top 3 picks? Who do you think is definitely in this next war? Who's definitely on the front lines?
I think it's going to be Kang. He's going to be the next, or they'll use Kang as kind of like a catalyst for something even bigger to show up. So, because Kang's going to be the big bad at the end of that Ant-Man movie, isn't he? So maybe it'll be someone. Maybe it'll be someone. If say Ant-Man's the one who gets rid of Kang, then I think he's going to lead into someone huge coming afterwards. I can't think of what villains are connected to Kang, but
I think it.
Have the Eternals.
The Eternals.
Yeah, I said don't forget we had the Eternals. So we've got like Eternals, Kang, all of that, and obviously the Watcher from What If, and then we've got like Ant-Man and all that. You know what I mean? So I feel like they're kind of colliding into like one war. So,
I don't think they are. I think it's going to be separate like that. I think, like Kieran's saying, I think Kang will be kind of the catalyst of it. And I think, like, with the Thor movie, Thor's got his own villain. And with...
man, that's going to be called the God Butcher as well.
Yeah.
He's gonna have that Venom sword or whatever.
Yeah. And then with Guardians as well, I think that's probably got something to do with Thor as well. But I think Kang's going to be the big bad. But I think what Kang breeds is either going to be Kang or Multiverse of Madness. I think that's going to just expand it even more.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's just going to be Kingpin and Daredevil we'll see this time during this year.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
They're what was I going to say? Oh, sorry, I lost my train of thought completely, guys. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
No, completely got out of my head. Whatever, things happening. But
cool.
I'm just. You know what? I'm excited to a degree because a lot of the MCU, I'm just kind of like, whatever. Now I feel like Endgame was like the big hit for me.
What? Really?
Yeah. But certain movies I'm excited for. This Spider-Man one was one. I have my reasons. I don't know. Maybe we can do another show and go into reasons as to why I slightly don't give a crap anymore. But
I understand why you don't give a crap about DC, but yeah, with Marvel, because DC's been rubbish lately, man.
We're just moving DC over there.
Yeah.
I'm just not rich. I'm just not doing it. They both have their problems. For example, if you think you're going to see the Fantastic Four that you want to see, good luck to you, bro, and the X-Men. But
well, not really. Yeah, maybe not. But I think it's been decent. Like Spider-Man, that's not really, like I said earlier, I didn't like the way that they did the whole power and responsibility with Aunt May and things like that. But I think they've done a decent. It's a bit like Ultimates, you know. When you first read Ultimates, it's not the same. It's not the same comics. They don't get their powers the same way. But then when you actually go through the story, it's actually pretty decent.
That's not what I mean. But again, I can't be bothered, Rich.
Oh, okay.
I'm not doubting that it's good. I'm not saying it's going to be crap. That's not what I'm saying at all. And I've noticed, actually something confirmed where I was like, okay, I mean, I've known for a while that this is like Ultimate Comics, but something happened where I'm like, this is so Ultimate Comics. I can't remember if it was in Hawkeye or if it was in Spider-Man movie. I wish I could remember. But something happened where I was like, yeah, this is blatantly the Ultimate Universe. It just kind of made me happy to see that. But no, what I was trying to say originally anyway is just that certain things of where the MCU is going with Kang, Loki, the Multiverse of Madness, Ant-Man movie. I'm really excited for this stuff. I really am. I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do with Black Widow. Not Black Widow, sorry. I always do that. Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Multiverse. Are we gonna see more Spider-Man? Like, could we see Spider-Ham in Multiverse of Madness just for that?
Give your imagination.
You know what I mean?
Spider-Ham just go flying in.
Because bear in mind, there was that trailer that dropped for the second Into the Spider-Verse movie.
That was sick. Yeah.
They're gonna be hopping around. Say they're hopping around, and just as a cameo, bump into Doctor Strange. You know what I mean?
That would be dope.
Okay, Larry, that'd be good.
It's crazy how it just feels like everyone's just going the multiversal route of television of entertaining people these days. You know, DC's trying to get their thing off the ground as well.
Still.
It's just funny how everyone's going in that direction. Multiverse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Seems to be working.
All right.
We shall see. It'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting. I'm excited though. But yeah, no. Kudos to Spider-Man. They did that film well, and they did the Spider-Man justice. So they did
them well. Tom Holland did amazing in this movie. No, let's say he did sensational. Andrew Garfield was amazing.
He's amazing. Was spectacular. He's amazing. Really amazing.
Yeah, he's amazing. And Tobey Maguire was spectacular. So you know what I mean? They all did their thing, man.
Tobey Maguire spectacular. Andrew Garfield amazing, and Tom Holland, Peter Parker's Spider-Man. Yeah. You remember they had the Peter Parker Spider-Man book?
Peter Parker Spider-Man, yeah, I remember. Peter Parker Spider-Man, I remember the book. Yeah.
There you go.
It was good. It was, man. I can't wait to see that movie again. I'm excited to watch that movie again in a setting where I'm at home and it's more comfortable and it's like, do you know when you're in a smaller space and you just take in so much more? You know what I mean? You don't have. I saw a few phones on, you know what I mean, and obviously people laughing, there's nothing wrong with that. It was the phones that was bothering me the most. But that moment when you're at home, you can really take it in. I'll be like, I didn't even notice that before. I can't wait to watch it again.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Top movie, such a dope movie. Marvel, Sony, I'm giving you props. Whatever you had to do with that, Sony, mad props, man. Whatever you did, Amy Pascal, good for you, man.
Yeah. I feel like Marvel was down their throat of like, look, you can produce this, but you fuck it up. Me and you.
Yeah.
Words, okay?
But it was just it was such a fun ride, and to be a comic book fan and to see 3 Spider-Men in a movie in the cinema.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even like, think how dope this shit is. I said this when we left. Even the Justice League and the Avengers. Now, those movies suck. Not the Avengers, but Justice League. But we had the League on TV. We had them in the cinema. We saw Superman and Batman live action.
Yeah.
The direct,
like, this is.
Sorry, I must say the director's cut of Justice League was pretty sick, though.
That's fine if it is, but
have you not seen it? Oh, it's dope, man.
Yeah, not yet. But the point I'm getting to is just the fact that how amazing it is that we're seeing all this stuff.
Yeah, for real.
And to the point it was like we were seeing Iron Man and Captain America, and then Batman and Superman, then the Avengers, and then the Justice League, and then Spider-Man finally joins into the MCU. And then to see these 3 Spider-Men on screen together, 3 different generations of Spider-Men, that was everything. That little kid in me, like...
Yeah.
And can I just add as well, the sprinklage, not sprinkling, but can I just, the amount of black superheroes that are coming out right now, I'm very happy. Like, and I know people are mad. I don't care. But like, I'm happy for us. Because Captain America is now black. And we've got Monica Rambeau. We've got Miles Morales. We've got Luke Cage. We've got all the people in Wakanda when they finally come out. We've got, you know what I mean? Like, we're about. We've got Kang. I don't care if he's a villain. We got Kang. Yeah,
are you gonna watch Naomi when that comes out, Karen? No. Can you like that book?
You're gonna watch it, and you're gonna let me know if it's
I love those first. I love books, and I'm still waiting for the sequel book because the sequel book is supposed to. But to be honest, I probably won't even buy the sequel book now because it's just.
No, I might watch a couple of episodes, but I never really read it that tough, so I'm not really too familiar, and I've not really been keeping up with the CW stuff as well. So
I watched the trailer for Naomi just like the day before yesterday. Actually, it's going in a slightly different direction. Sorry, guys. Slightly different direction to the comic books, especially because the beginning of the comic book it focuses on the fact that Superman had a fight in their town, and there was none of that in the trailer. There was no mention of Superman.
They did the blur thing. There was like a red and white, blue and white blur, blue and red blur. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe I missed that bit, but. Even just the way that how she's coming into her origin, it's still slightly different. For example, there's a guy in the comic in her town who knows something. She thinks he knows something. I can't remember if he does, who he was exactly in the comic book. But in the trailer, it looks like this guy who was in the comic book in the show, he's going to be training her. Right. Whereas in the comic book, he doesn't train her. He's just there for that moment to help get her to the next step, but in the show it looks like he's full on training her to use her abilities. Okay. So the show looks like my point is I don't think you need to watch. You need to read the comics to watch the show. Just watch it. But no, I'm not interested. I'm just done with all of this shit, man. I'm done. I watched Titans. Titans came on Netflix recently. And I was really excited, and I'm like, yes, Red Hood, fucking Red Hood, like live action Red Hood, and I enjoyed seeing it. But then I'm watching the show, and the more it gets towards the end of the show, I'm like, was Titans always this cheesy? This is like some CW level. No, we're not on the CW.
They slightly moved a bit of Teen Titans.
Yeah, it was just cheesy at points, which was a bit disappointing. And then I noticed, you know how in the trailer for Titans season 1 it was like fuck Batman.
Yeah.
That's become a thing. So we had fuck Batman, then we had fuck Robin, then we had fuck Nightwing, then we had fuck the Titans, then we had fuck Bruce Wayne. I'm like, oh my days. And they say that word a lot.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I noticed that.
Rich is like, I gotta beat that out.
Instead of swearing, it's always like the F word. It's always like, I can't think of any time where somebody drops something and says shit. If they drop something, they'll say fuck. Do you get what I mean? Like, instead of calling someone a bitch, they'll be like, you fuck. Like, come on, there are other words.
Let you know, I only swore once, okay?
But yeah, I'm just all of this stuff. I'm just hella over it, man.
Well, I can't wait for the next
I watched
season.
Hawkeye. I enjoyed Hawkeye. To be honest, I feel like it's only going to be the MCU stuff that I'll probably watch.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be like chasing it in the cinema the way I was. As for reading comic books, okay.
I'm still watching Titans, and I'm watching Super.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Rich.
Oh, you can't? Don't know what's going on there.
Is it your mic?
Maybe.
No, I'll be on them.
You now.
Sorry, dude.
Can you hear me now?
No.
I really want to know what that for is.
I think people can hear me on the thingy though.
Unplug it and plug it
Yeah,
back in.
you plug it in. Yeah, something. Hang on, message him.
Can you hear me?
But yeah, just while Rich is doing up technical stuff, I just wanted to let everybody know this is Juicy. Yes, it's a black-owned lip gloss, anime-inspired lip gloss company. So if you have a wonderful partner who enjoys anime and likes lip gloss, you can buy it from Juicy. And they're spelled G-E-U-C-E-E. And they're on Instagram and they're lovely. And I think they're doing a I can't remember which one it is. But they're doing a new lip gloss coming soon. So, and they're really fun and they're fruity and they're wonderful and amazing. Go and buy some Juicy from them. I think can we hear you now? No? Yes?
Yep. Oh, you are back. You sound like you're back.
Yeah.
That free unpaid promotion up, boy. Richard can't hear us now.
Juicy.
This is what happened.
Go ahead, Rich. What was your thought?
What were you going to say, Rich? You can't hear us. Guys, we're sorry. We've been out of this for a while. And we're just having a few technical difficulties.
You can hear me now, though, right?
We do. Richard is talking again, and now we do apologize.
No, I think everyone.
Oh no, we can hear you, but it's.
Oh, okay. I think everyone else can hear me though. The podcast. Yeah.
Okay, whatever you just did, undo whatever you just did because you turned yourself low to where we can't hear you. Because before I could hear you, but it was just really low. Richard's got the game face on, so he's doing his thing. So, but as Kieran was saying, we've got technical difficulties. It just feels like old times. We're cool. It's great. It's fun.
Episodes where I've just flat out not been in.
Okay, you can hear me now, right? Yeah.
You had to.
Yes.
Yeah, can hear you.
Okay.
No, I was saying, people can hear me. I think it's just the Skype that the thing was having a problem with.
No, to your earlier point, even if we.
I was saying I watched Titans and I watched that Superman and Lewis. That's actually pretty decent.
Okay.
But that's the only ones DC stuff I watch at the moment. Yeah. And comics, I know you're not reading comics anymore, Karen. I feel really sad for you, really. No, not
sad for me.
I wish comics were good, but at the moment, like DC, I'm not reading any DC at the moment. I'm just reading. I'm reading X-Men, and I've got ton loads of Spider-Man, Daredevil, Thor, and others to catch up on as well.
Even, I have to be honest, DC, I don't know what's going on there. Marvel, as much as I have problems with Marvel, I feel like they're not even I mean, Marvel's got huge problems as well. I just can't do it at the moment. I feel like four and X-Men were the two that I feel like were just redoing their shit. But I just can't be bothered to constantly be buying comic books as well with like a story that's. I just who knows? I might pick them back up again, but for now, I'm over it, man. Or it'll be graphic novels.
Yeah.
It'll be graphic novels.
I'm due for a big haul. Like I've just been seeing bits, and you like been on my page. Like I'll post like the new images that are coming out, but I keep putting them in my basket, and I'm just like, when I get my money out, I'm just gonna get like a big haul of them, and just you won't see me for like a month, and then I'll be ready to take. But now.
Oh, sorry,
me and the streaming services are like this. Like me and all the streaming services are like this kind of thing. So, and I feel like Apple at some point are going to jump on some form of animation. I'm here for it. And I'm here for it. Because Apple shows are ridiculous.
Are you guys watching anything on Amazon? I'll recommend one thing on Amazon. That's The Expanse. It's been sick.
Yeah, The Expanse is good.
You've been catching up?
Yes.
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 Oh, finally someone else I can speak to about it, man. Like the Expanse is so good, man. It's like the last 2 episodes now, but yeah, it's been dope.
Sure, I might even be on my list. I was just thinking the other day, I haven't been on Prime in a while. To be honest, not since Black Mafia Family ended, which obviously isn't stuff. Hey boy, that's the one. That's my shit right there. But yeah.
Oh, did you all watch Arcane? Did you watch Arcane?
Oh no, I haven't seen that yet. No, sorry. No.
As gamers, as you two are the gamers, I'm not a gamer. As a gamer, you two need to watch Arcane. And for you, Kieran, you love emotion. You love good acting. This is the best voice acting you will ever hear in your entire life of living. And Rich, you love good illustration. This is the best Netflix illustration
it's on my list.
you will ever see in your entire existence.
Yeah, it's actually literally on my Netflix list. So
okay.
At some point when I'm looking for some, at the moment I'm watching other things really.
EastEnders.
That's fine.
Because it's not like SourceWall stuff. It's not even worth.
And I will say as well, the new season of Demon Slayer is heating up nicely, and Attack on Titan season 2, the last chunk of the season, not season 2, but the final season is coming back in 9 days, and I'm very excited.
I got some to do.
There we go. That's all I have to say.
All right. Well, on that note, I guess this is it for now.
Oh, this was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun getting all that.
Definitely fun coming back.
You know how dope that movie was, man. Like it was just. That movie was like a Spider fan's dream come true.
For sure.
That's how I'll see it.
For sure.
A good Christmas present. That's what that was.
Yeah. I wish. You know what I wish? Do you know one thing? One thing was missing from that movie. Let's see if you guys. I'm gonna give each of you one guess. Rich, go. What was missing from that movie?
What was missing from the Spider-Man movie is the Sinister Six.
One thing.
One villain. One extra villain to make it the Sinister Six.
Wrong. Isha, go.
What was missing from Spider-Man?
You're not gonna get it. If you get it.
I don't know. I need more time. We don't have time. Just tell me, because I'm not gonna get it. Tell me.
Sorry. It's just the one thing, or shall I say the one person missing from that movie was Stan Lee. I would have loved if he could have been, if we could have got that cameo.
For real.
If we could have got that, he could have seen all three, because he met all three. It would have been dope for him to.
Yeah, be there for all three.
He has no idea that this this multiverse stuff is happening. It would have been so dope if he got to see that movie.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Maybe there's a picture of him somewhere in it. I don't know. Maybe not.
Maybe. Besides that movie was great. And you know what? If Stan Lee was in that movie, I probably would have given that movie a 5.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. I was actually, before watching it, I was hoping that Sure, just tried it, man. I was hoping that there would be like a sixth villain, or Mysterio will come back. So it would make it actually Sinister Six. So basically, obviously you guys know, but these guys don't like MJ. They think that she's not the real Mary Jane. So
What guy?
Sean, the two Seans.
I ain't got time. I ain't got time for them, man.
So
Sean should. Yeah, she is MJ. She's this version's MJ. Leave her alone.
That's exactly how you need to take it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I've been saying to them. So when you said
Garfield didn't even have an MJ, he was like, my MJ. She was like, oh yeah, happy friend. They're like, the fuck the boy. He's like, my MJ.
Yeah. When you said the one thing that's missing is like MJ. Like, no, man.
No.
But yeah,
no.
That's it.
We've got MJ. His name is Watson. Get over it. It's MJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're not gonna see Mary Jane. This is it. You've got MJ Watson. So get over it.
Yeah.
It is what it
And she's bliggity black. You know what I mean. But to everybody else, she's black. So it's all right. But thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure doing this again.
has.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna
back soon.
Hopefully. Hopefully we'll come back soon with another special podcast. And thanks guys for coming back, and thanks for the message, Karen, to hype us up, hype us back. Hope everyone saw the trailer. That was the genuine message from Karen to us, to be like,
yes,
that hyped us to come back today. So
the message you guys like, yo, have you like Kingpin, Devil, fucking Marissa May? It was like, come on now, it was sick. It was just a sick movie.
Alright, so thank you everyone for watching. If you're watching live or if you're watching later on in the future, thank you, and we love you.
Yay!
Peace out.
Sourcewall for
Usually I tell you to bring a sandwich, but I'm gonna say something new. Wash your legs.
Wash your legs. Alright.
Until next time.
Adios.
Peace out, everybody.